That's what most hosts. The Steelers lost last night? Is that right? BFD. Are you telling me the Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Philadelphia Eagles? BFD. No, I must admit, you know what? I remembered. I don't know why I went to bed at 10 o'clock last night. I was exhausted. I told Catherine I'm going to bed. She said, "Are you sick?" She said, "Don't die." I said, "Whoa, no, what are you talking about? You never..." I don't go to bed before 1:30 or 2. I said, "No, I'm just wiped out. I'm just exhausted. I don't know that I've got any more energy, save the country, than what I've been putting into it." So about 9 o'clock, this may be one of the reasons, 9 o'clock, I remembered that there were football games on. So I tried to find, okay, what network's carrying which games? I finally found ESPN had the Chargers and the Packers. But this game, if you miss the first series or two, you miss the starters. You're watching people aren't going to even make the teams. Big whoop. But now the Chargers-Packers game was the first female ref. But I didn't hang around long enough to see if that mattered. Oh, you know Linda Chavez, right? Linda Chavez, in a syndicated column in the New York Post, she really upset that female boxing is an event at the Olympics. She doesn't understand it, and it's right along the lines of these people banning football. It's too dangerous. It's bad enough that men do this. But men can be excused. They've got testosterone. They're naturally aggressive. But to turn women into boxers and have them... See, there's only one reason to get into boxing a match, and that's to hurt somebody. At least in football, you're trying to score touchdowns. But in boxing, you're trying to hurt somebody and not get hurt. It's brutal. It's not something we need our women doing. She launches into female combat. We don't need women in combat. And she recounts experiences. She fell. She hit the back of her head on the floor. Didn't think anything was wrong and is now having some shrinkage in one of the lobes. And so she takes that experience and look at, I don't know what's happening to me. It's not good. And I just had an accident. Now we put these women out there in the Olympics and she doesn't like it. And I'll share it with you as the program. There are other reasons to oppose boxing for women. Many feminazis. She didn't write feminazis. I see the word feminist as a feminazi. Many feminists see the decision to include women's boxing in the Olympics as a step forward in recognizing equality. These same feminazis want to see women in military combat. Their ultimate goal is ignoring any differences between men and women, even when those differences are biologically rooted. But she says no societies ever existed in which women were the warriors. Males are larger, they are more powerful, and driven by... That maybe used to be, but that's not true anymore. I mean, physically it's true, but men are cowed. Men are totally whipped now. Who are the warriors in our culture? Who's running the schools? Who's doing all this? Who's dictating welfare reform? Blowing it up? Anyway, that's a side issue. Let me continue with what she says here. Males are larger, more powerful, driven by testosterone to be more aggressive than females. Women are life givers, not life takers. So we go from boxing to football to military to taking life. Yes, there are exceptions. Women do commit murder, though they are far less likely to engage in random or stranger killing than men, meaning women only kill the men they know. And, of course, they have a reason. The murder rate is 10%. The female murder rate, committed murder rate, is 10% that of males. I'm sure there's some women who could do well on the battlefield, and no doubt she's writing this about our gold medal winner, Claressa Shields. She says, I'm sure that, no doubt, Claressa Shields could defeat many bigger men in the ring, but is more violence and aggressiveness something we really want to encourage in our species? Is there no evolutionary advantage in having half the population play a gentler, more nurturing role that tempers the aggressive tendencies of the other half of our species? Whatever glory Clarissa Shields and other boxers earn in the ring will be paid for by future generations of women and men who are hurt by following their example. Instead of welcoming women into the boxing competition, the Olympic Committee would serve society better by eliminating the sport altogether. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, it's now universal. Now universal. So anyway, where was I? Oh, I was talking about how I could phone it in on Open Line Friday and just let the callers take over, as I'm tired of chronicling the demise and the decline of our country each and every day. Linda Chavez wants to take us back to the evil 1950s, just like Romney. We've got more. Yeah, the regime really upset about this welfare ad that Romney, and Romney doubled down on it. They've now reacted to it. Bob Rector, who I've often cited here as an expert on poverty, the poor, welfare reform, the Heritage Foundation, he went on the News Hour with used to be Jim Lara, was hosted last night by Judy Woodruff. He went on there. He said, look, I wrote welfare reform. I'm the guy who wrote what Clinton ended up signing, and Obama is gutting it. And Judy Woodruff didn't want to hear that. Now, Obama's, by the way, have you heard Obama? I want to nationalize other industries, just like I did General Motors and Chrysler. He came out, he no longer, he just didn't admit it. He came out, advocated it, he suggested it, and he talked about how he could do it and save other industries like he has saved the automobile industry. I kid you not. I had it here near the top of the stack. Let's go to the audio soundbites. I'll take you back. This is me, April 28, 2009. This is shortly after the stimulus bill. And this is after Obama has taken over General Motors and Chrysler. He gave those companies, remember the bondholders, the Chrysler and GM bondholders, which rank higher than stockholders in terms of who gets paid in a bankruptcy or who gets their investment paid back first. The bondholders are first. Obama told them to take a hike. Obama called them greedy for wanting a return on their investment. Not even a return. They just wanted their money back. And Obama said, get the hell out. You're greedy. Who the hell are you guys? And he gave the companies to the auto workers, essentially. And so back on April 28th of 2009, I, El Rushbo, said this. This was the game plan all along. You know, it's not Obama's answer to every problem. It's his objective. Nationalize every business. It's not his solution. It's his objective. That was key. It's a key difference. It's not a solution to a problem. It's his objective. This is what he intends. That's April 28, 2009. This is when everybody's still roiling in controversy over the fact that I had said 3 months prior that I hoped Obama failed because I knew what was coming. So here's Obama yesterday in Pueblo, Colorado, during his campaign event.
I believe in American workers. I believe in this American industry. The American auto industry has come roaring back, and GM's number one again. So now I want to do the same thing with manufacturing jobs, not just in the auto industry, but in every industry.
Every industry. I want to do what I did for jobs at General Motors. It's not number one. They're not making money. It's just another in a long line of blatant lies. But here he's being honest. It's another. I think this has the potential, not quite, but it has the potential to be, you didn't build that. You didn't make that happen. And by the way, where has that gone? Hey, you notice that all this Romney stuff, that Romney didn't pay his taxes, and this Romney killed my wife. Have you noticed that whole incident from July 13th at Roanoke just vanished when Obama said, you didn't build that. You didn't make that happen. The roads and bridges made that happen. He was getting creamed on that. It was really hurting, and that's gone. That's gone. It's vanished out there into the ether. Nobody's talking about it, except for I El Rushbo now bringing it back up and reminding people. No, instead what we've been talking about is Romney killed a guy's wife, Romney being unfair to Obama in his welfare ad. And now here's Obama. I want to do the same thing with manufacturing jobs, and not just the auto industry, every industry. I want to be Hugo Chavez. So does this include the oil industry, for example? Does this include the natural gas industry? Does Obama want to take over Apple? You know, folks, if you hate Apple, or if you hate me talking about Apple, then you better support Obama taking it over, because he'll kill it and it'll be the end of it. Brief timeout. Open line Friday. El Rushbo continues after this.